This is Jamaica good life. It's not a cook life. This is Mobile people. I'm enjoying myself. Life is short. That's why I get rid of the chance. Yes. This is Jamaica good life. Big boss here. This is the guy who donated for Miss Doris Pyramid. This is Iron. This man is from Ohio. My brother. Respect and honor. Hello. People, this is the brother warrior right here, so good to see you. Shot so far, the journey warrior. You see me, one love. And you bring the stone, you bring the stone. Boom, look at that. This man right here, my brothers and sisters. See him? Miss Doris. Everything him support, the farmers. So biggest supporter here, so. The vision, pan-africanist warrior. You see me? So them people here, my African American brother. One love, one respect, and thanks for coming through and forward. You see me? Trinity, Imhotep, Hotep. Now when I'm in the chat, you know, you hear one man say, Hotep. These are the men who understand what Maat is. What Hotep is. When you greet an African American or an African, you say what?
Hotep.
And why do you say Hotep? What is Hotep?
Hotep is greetings, blessings. That's what it means to me. Greetings, love. That's what it means to me. That's why I wear these stones right here. You only find these in Utah. Tiffany Stone brings about peace and love and unity. Makes my heart soft for my people, for my brothers and my sisters. Love.
This is that same place you told me about. So now, Maat, what does Maat mean to you?
Balance. My art is all equal change and balance. That's what my art is. It's the same thing. It's no difference. That's what attracted me to this, to all equal change and balance, because I said that's my art.
It's truth.
It's the truth.
It's the only truth.
It's the only truth.
So you say A equal C and B forever.
That's it.
It's the only truth.
That's it. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here?
Change and balance.
Change and balance?
Yeah.
So you're here because of change and balance. The doctrine?
See, I have issues with trust. Always had trust issues. Change and balance. That's why I'm here.
Oh.
Learn to trust.
Oh.
Change and balance.
Oh. So when the truth hits you, the only truth in the universe, from now infinitely,
It's always been there.
it started to grow inside of you.
It was always there.
But you didn't know the words.
We didn't know all equal change and balance. We knew my art. We studied chemistry. We know my art.
But you never knew the universal equation. Because my art was done by a man, but all is for the ants too. And the trees and the birds. So all represents what they call God.
All.
It's all.
Everything.
So when you say your prayer, you say give thanks to the all. And what is the all doing? Changing and balance. So you weren't created, you were just a change and balance infinitely with no beginning and end.
That's it.
So everything you've been hearing me say, it not only makes sense, it's the complete truth.
I have no issue with that.
So me as a mortal being, when I express that, how do you think I embark upon, how do you think I was able to write that formula? How? I'm a man, you're a man. What did I do?
There's nothing outside of you that doesn't exist already inside of you.
So I
See?
activated.
So that's all. That's all.
So now that allow you to trust me, like this brother is speaking truth.
That's why I'm here.
People, what the man is saying to you is this. Rondie Pottinger of Jamaica, right, wrote the formula for the universe. And I'm not crazy, because if I'm crazy, guess what? You crazy.
It doesn't matter if you're crazy or not.
Okay.
That doesn't negate the fact they're all equal change and balance.
So
What does it matter if I'm crazy or if you're crazy? Because I've been called crazy numerous amount of times. So what?
but the truth, whether you're crazy or not, the
Still remains
only
the same.
truth.
Still remains the same.
All.
Equal change and balance.
So this doctrine or this formula can be used in your stomach, in government,
all over.
in the beads,
Everything.
in the water right now,
Because it's
in
everything.
the black hole.
Because
wait.
it's everything.
So later on you will go to Africa and teach this. You will tread the end of the earth.
It's being taught right now.
But you're
It's always been taught all along. It's just those have ears that can hear, those that has eyes that can see. It's right there.
So now you're a disciple of change and balance.
Always have been a disciple of change
Because when
and
you were
balance.
born, when you were transformed,
From then.
you've been a disciple.
From then. See, we just don't know these things. That's all. That's all. We just don't know. So when you find out and you know, that's when you can walk in your power then. See? That's all it takes. It's knowledge of.
The all.
That's all.
You see that bird right there? What is it doing?
Changing and balance.
Okay.
Everything. You can't get away from it. No matter how you try.
It's the end of consciousness, right? It goes above all
it's
religions.
the beginning of consciousness and also the end of consciousness.
It's a cycle of consciousness. Because what change and balance tells you, there is no beginning and end. So when they say creator, that's an error of words. Because energy doesn't start, energy doesn't begin.
So when you're dealing with humans, I guess what happens is you make errors. It's errors. So we can't
Fault.
That's it.
We clarify.
That's all.
As we grow and change and balance,
That's
and
all.
we see and we learn from nature, we clarify.
That's all.
It is not wrong or right, it's clarification. See clearer. And it's not. So with this ultimate truth, crime can reduce. Hate can reduce. You had a fear of trust, and you trust me, and you're going to trust many more because you're going to change to balance. My brother, welcome to the sanctuary. People, this might sound very light, but it's infinitely heavy. And we change and balance, so sometimes they don't see we for what we are, but we're all a part of what? The all. Right? We're not the all.
It's not how someone sees me, it's how I see myself.
Okay.
That's what matters. How one see themselves.
How was this journey to Jamaica for you?
Beautiful.
Your favorite experience? What is that?
Jamaica.
The whole of it.
The whole of it.
You love it? Would you live here? Is it your first time?
No, it's not my first.
Second?
Yeah, second time. Won't be the last.
And how your wife love it?
She's loving it, man. She's loving it.
Music, trench tone, reggae, vibe, beach, fish,
The whole line.
the whole thing. You would invite your other brothers and sisters to come.
Already.
So the whole exodus for African Americans should forward. You're the first. And you, my friend, are one of the first disciples of change and balance that proclaim it as the only truth. So consider yourself infinitely accepted into the realm of everything. I love you. And guide and protection forever, and your children know. So we have helped humanity to balance and to clarify. All right, my brother? One love. This is Rondie. The girls, them candy. So big up to Sunday. Hey, it's Jamaica good life. So now, people, that's what we did as black men. We come to clarify. It took me 50 years now. Because I'm not even supposed, this video is supposed to release when I'm 50, because I'm not supposed to talk until I'm 50. It's the code of conduct. It's the change in balance. It's the humility. It's the study. It's the nature feeding me information. It is the listening, not the learning and not the reading. Listening. It was through listening I heard. It wasn't through searching. There's no books that could help me to write the formula. I listened. And it came into me. Listening is the greatest learning. The greatest ignorance is the greatest wisdom. I listened to what the tree was saying. The birds were showing me. The ants were showing me. It was telling me something we are obedient to. And it's bigger than all words that you can read, Rondie. So your God is my God. But there's a commonality between the ants' God and your God. So I search for that commonality. What is common between water, stone, breathing, exhale, emotion, thoughts? What is common? It's all changing and balancing. My sister says it all has energy. But the commonality of the all must solve a problem. If I come in the room and me have a problem, I say energy. That's not going to solve it. Vibration is not going to solve it. And then when I found out that love has an opposite called hate, and change didn't have an opposite, I said, wait a minute. God, the all, has no opposite. So the doctrine we're sharing, not spreading, not indoctrinating, we're sharing clarity because we are what? Human beings. And in the beginning, we recognize we didn't create, or it wasn't created. It was this mind that was once in a cave start to recognize the trees, and it was you not creating, you were recognizing because you're part of the all. And in that recognition, it was good. And then you slept after 7 days because the all does not sleep. So it's the ability that you're recognizing as your brain is changing. You wrote these doctrines, say it was the beginning of your brain developing so you could recognize. So your brain, the consciousness of your mind started to quote unquote create things. And when your eyes open in this realm, and you being a part of this realm, you started to recognize things around you. And the God in you started to explain it. And it ended up in books. And in that ending up in books now, it was supposed to help us to heal us. So me and you as man could coexist. So the law of coexistence, you can't get away from it. You can't find anything higher. So they use the incorrect word, higher power. Well, they saw the sun and said it was higher, but it's not higher because it's connected to us. It can't be higher. So they keep using size as relative as distance and separation. So the brain being split, everything starts separating in ideas. So the X and Y, everything is separate to man as he perceives it to be separate, but it's not. So the infinite universe, nothing is higher. So they're looking for a higher being. Well, the being is infinite and the being is changing and balancing. So we look for the commonality of what the all is doing so we could apply it to our stomach, our relationship, and now change and balance can fix governments, wars. In this new doctrine, we will able now to fix society. Because every man, Maat, will have judgment of a change and they seek for a balance. So what we call destruction, every move you make, you have to question the move. So you question the move. And the move, you have to, is being judged by the balance. Either by nature, either by laws. So the balance is always watching you. And you're a part of it, and you're it. But you activate the balance with the change, and you navigate the realms in harmony. Because the entire black hole is doing that. And even what we call collision and destruction and volcanoes and all that stuff is part of the change in balance. Lava, nothing bad about it. Transformation of life, nothing bad about it. But the frequency, if disturbed, it creates the inharmonic balance. It balances off. So this doctrine, my brother, it is the end of consciousness for mankind. You can't go above it, below it, beside it. It is it that the sand speaks to you as change and balance, and the waters. And this is why today is important, because you travel all this way, not to meet me, but to change and balance because you had trust issues. This wasn't about me. This wasn't about Jamaica. This was about you. And everybody that I met in most guys, it's about them. They found a healing message. I said, but wait, go check Rondie. Some of them come and they might expect me for magic. I say, no, me just have a clarity may I share with you. Some of them get the healing and them say, all right, Rondie, no, but why you fit? No. It's not me. I'm just saying something that is revealing within you, that is making you breathe again. Communicate with all the limbs on the trees. So give thanks to the all. So when you pass the bird say, hey, he did give thanks to the all. The water knows. And even the metal in the car before it hits you. Whoa, I know that guy. Because he knows me. The living particle in zinc and metal exchange and balancing. And because he now understands the equation, how the universe works, because he understand it, because he's thinking like the universe, he's now back in the network. This was about putting you back in the network. When you started thinking something is above you, you're fighting to come out of the network, so you're confused. And you spend your life on earth searching for truth in books. And the tree was right there telling you, all I'm doing is changing and balancing, and you couldn't see it. The words. Now the true tree doesn't practice Maat. The ants don't practice Maat. It doesn't know what Maat is. But it knows what changes because that's what it's doing. Man practice Maat, but stone don't practice Maat. Because now that's a man way of interpreting the consciousness and the balance between man. Man has to coexist. So man has a brain with nature, and that brain with nature teaches man how to coexist in the realm that he is. Now man being a part of the all, when he goes to another realm, he has to learn to coexist again as an energy. So the energy is changing, balancing in realms we don't know. Now why is the negative and positive to be put in perspective? You don't separate the circles because you're a line. There's no start to your line, no beginning, no end to your line. So you're either balanced or off balance. So it's not a circle. It's not a yin or a yang, negative or positive. So they said, why is that yin and yang, Rondie? Well, that could be change and balance. Let's change that to change and balance. Positive, negative. Let's change that to change all. Yin and yang is no more yin and yang. Because the stone doesn't practice yin and yang. The stone practice change. So let's clarify, yin and yang is change and balance. Alpha and omega, there's no beginning and end, so it's change and balance again. Let's replace all equal what?
Change and balance.
I mean, we're talking about 20 minutes here. So, my people, what Rondie Pottinger, the Jamaican youth, did, like Bob Marley said, one love. Rondie said agenda unity. So we don't have to unify physically, so we unify with our agenda. And our agenda too, all equal change and balance. Our agenda is to balance within ourselves and to use the truth. And once we use the truth as an individual, balance will come upon humanity. So it's bigger than one love, because we see this one love turn to one hate so many times. If anything you're dealing with has an opposite, it will not complete the cycle and the balance between the trees. If you're not living good among the trees, you're doing nothing. Because they're our ancestors. So if the ancestors trying to speak to us and the barking on the tree, the books are there, and you're not listening. So the trees teach us about change and balance and the great humility to the SUN. So you see, my brother, this is epic. I'm gonna release it. Because the world must know that the truth is here, and the only truth that governs all religion, all life, all emotions, all feelings, all ideas. You cannot run on the sun, so you change your ideas to balance the realm that you're in. Even ideas are governed by change and balance. Your emotions are governed by change and balance. Your feelings. And between your eyes and that tree over there, the adjustments of your eye pupil is changing and balance to see it. And the space between it and the particles are changing and balancing. Beneath the ant's leg, before he steps, and his ankle is changing and balancing. Look at the microscopic level of the commonality. We wanted to know what God was doing. So God is energy. God is life. God is love. God is Jesus. God is all. God is feelings. God is Allah. God is brothers. God is sisters. But what is God doing? And if you say God created us, how did God create us? Now, God created us, if that's the language, let's use that, through a change in balance. So create is change in balance. So how do you form a potter's wheel? A pot, you turn it and you put your hands to it and it's changing through the balance of the turn. So now, what makes the clay wasn't made. The clay came from somewhere. You didn't make the clay out of thin air, nor did you make the car, because the car is made of zinc and oxygen. And where did the oxygen come from? Infinite. So the chicken or the egg, which one came first? None of them. It's a circle. There's no beginning to the chicken or the egg. Think of God as a circle. There's no beginning and end to you, nor to the all. That's why the all is so powerful. Because there's no start to it. And there's no stop to it. And you happen to be an extract of it, a part of it, experiencing this realm. So the oxygen you're seeing came from where? The trees. The oxygen wasn't made. The tree breathed that out. From what microorganism? The stone hits the stone and things are changing. And then we would say it creates itself. Or it changed and balance, it forms. So we don't like the word create too much because it's like somebody's doing something. But you're a formation. You're being formed in all realms infinitely at the same time. You understand? So here's the change and balance of the family, and we're out. In the recognition of self, when you start recognizing who you are, that's what happens first to us. And that's what's always happening. We're always recognizing. But when you recognize your power within you, the challenge now is to extract it and manifest it, to make it become real, not to you but to others. And that's called an inspiration. So Michael inspires, Bob inspires, you inspire, I inspire. So we're here to recognize who we are so we could extract and inspire just like the sun. So we're shining. Some of us are searching, but some of us are not activating. The freedom, man. The freedom. This is how it's supposed to be. So this is the physical peace and tranquility. Look at the youth. Where's the building and the 9 to 5? Where's the stress and the job? This is how our ancestors intended it. But you all have a choice. We've just been choosing incorrectly. But you rebel. You say you don't want to eat no meat from the father's table. Yeah? I couldn't read from their books clearly at age 14. I had to read from the trees. I rebel in my spirit because I knew there was no negativity in me until I grew up with animals, and men were negative but the animals were positive. So I said, blouse and skirt. If I grow with the animals and they teach me so much, and me and the dogs underneath the cellar, we're having communion, and they put down their paws and I'm looking in their eyes. My disciples were dogs. And I was the leader of the pack in Scott Saul St. Mary. I told you that. In the graveyards where I slept, to commune with the dead. And then I had no fear, because the dead took me in. Even the dead was afraid of me. How dare he come sleep and spit on my grave? So I'm not afraid of you. This is what man said. Even the dead, when the dead come for me, death is like, oh, okay, you must become to the point where death is afraid of you. And when death comes, death even bows to you. Because you change death to life. Even death protects you. So when people talk about you, they don't know what they're talking about because death is around you waiting for somebody to call your name so they could be distracted. Like, what? Did you call Ronnie's name again? Let's go check that out, Ron. Death has to be with you. Life has to be with you because it's the full circle. So I always try to treat people good and love. But for the ones that call my name incorrectly, I can't help them. Because the graveyard of Scottsdale, St. Mary, Maroon Town, they said, if you can help us to escape this planet and put a circle on our graves, take this cross off. We're here and we can't leave. Put a circle on our graves so we could go back to the infinite. But this cross has finite dimensions. So once we go in it, we go up, we go down, we go up, we sideways. We're in focal. We can't leave. Energy can't leave. Put a circle around it. They keep circling around. They're part of the infinite. So even the symbols and things that man has done here, it does things to our earthly energy and traps us on this planet so they could use us over and over and over and over. And the spirit never goes back. So then the teachings that the next generation learn, if they learn change and balance and they learn to open their mind into a circle and not a closed circle or a divided circle, the ancestors go through them and then the ancestors are free through the children. So this planet is keeping a lot in prison. We're here to free even the dead. And the dead loves us because we speak and they live through us. So our ancestors, 400,000 in the graveyard under the sea, wait on us as kings to speak the truth. So if we don't find the truth, they will never get back in the infinite, stuck on earth. And that's where pain happens. Because if the spirits don't leave in harmony, they're here in chaos. And the chaos manifests itself in the flesh, in the cities, in the young youths. Because of wrong indoctrination, because of beginning and end, because of condemnation of man being sinners. Man negativize themselves. So they start searching for the positive version of them because they were told they were negative. So all your life you're searching for the good part of you. So you see this work, my brethren that accept, it's deep and shallow at the same time. It's nothing and it's everything. So this war for me is serious. This is a war of soul, a war of feardom, a war of consciousness, a war of words, a war of life. This life is going to be captured in their graveyards if we don't free them with change and balance. If we don't teach them the universal law. Not laws, law. And there's only one law to the universe, all equal change and balance. And there's other sub-laws. Coexistence, connection, love, hate, other. Law of attraction, all of them. Energy, everything else come after. Because the change is the consistent. Whatever is changing, manifesting your interpretation of physical perception, that's what you call physical. That's the balance. Because of the realm is oxygen. That's what's called the balance, because how the realm was formed. So when the realm changed and formed and you interpret it as physical, the starfish, I always say this, the starfish ask a questions and the eye pop up. The question was the reflection of the water from the sun. There was a light. The sea was dark. And a fish cell, not the cell, saw light from a distance, and because the cell was inquisitive, it started pushing against the skin. And the light was the question and the eyes became the answer. That's change and balance. You see? So the unicellular is always changing, but if the temperature changes, it gets in, it moves towards it. So the sun changes direction and the wave change and everything is changing, and it's an infinite temperature, location. Boom! Something come up. You see? So that's what you call God. The question and the answer. So your eyes are an answer to something that changed, that forces that cell to appear differently. Your nose is an answer. Something happened in the environment that's caused you to have a smaller ears. You had a bigger one before. You had a tail. Man, you had a fin. And something changed, you had to walk out that water. But who are your ancestors? The fish under the sea with the light. The same electrical magnetic energy that you could glow underneath the sea. Under the sea is the same light that's shining in you. Your pineal gland that hangs over your forehead, that's that fish. That's your ancestors, not Africa. You go to that fish and talk, commune with that one. And then you go to Alaska and find the virus there. I know your name before you were a virus. I know your name. I know more than men, more than women. I know stars without flares. Consciousness said, I know men without ears. Damn it. I know stars without flares, men without ears. Now that I'm here, I came to be the ending of you. The ending of your consciousnesses, man. The ending of your stupid doctrines. The ending of your words. I am the ending of your words. All equal change and balance. So all your words ends there. I've compressed every single word in every single thing in the universe into 2 words. I'm the ending of your consciousness because it's brought you misery. So I came to give you change and balance. Put you back into the cosmos. Back to the fish that you were. Back in relationship with the butterfly. Fish is changing, balancing, butterfly. So now you're changing and balance again. So the butterfly doesn't have a brain. And the only reason you have a brain is because of the change on the surface. Your brain started growing because it saw the sun. If it was in the cave, it will still be a dummy. It wouldn't change because it's dark in the caves. You wouldn't write anything. You wouldn't have the sun consciousness. It's the SUN that gives you that brain. Activate the electrical magnetic in your back. Hit on your skull and ask your skull, who's in there? Apply heat to your body so your body starts getting harder, growing. That is our sun god, our changer, our cooker, our chemistry master. And then the moon came in and said, let me give you gravity. And the stars came and said, let me give you language. Study my patterns. And that's you start writing books because of the stars. So is the stars your ancestor? The fish, the ants. But what is the commonality of all of them? Change and balance. So we being ancient beings, right? So we being ancient electrical magnetic being, we being conscious being. As a being, my consciousness has been challenged, pressured. What I've achieved is the edge of consciousness. I went to the light and I had to bow down. You cannot look into the light when you get there. You have to bow down. And when you get there, you're allowed to take certain things with you. I took it all. Some go and are given a few. When I went, I was given all of it. So I could come back here and write a formula because I was obedient. And everything the all told me to do, I did it. And to pay me back, because there's always payment. Because if I'm obedient, like the tree to the sun, I would get fruits. If I'm obedient as man and I listen to the all, I will get the answer. I will walk with the all. So I could explain the all. The beautiful thing about all the teachers before me is that they document the word. So the word becomes your Lord and Savior. Maat. So no man carries the word goes through me to you. And then when I'm gone, my words live on through you when you tell a story. So what saves you? Me physically, my name, or the word that you heard from me? So that's how man manifests that word. So the word is my Lord and Savior. Because the word was before him and her and him and him. The word is inspiration. But then the butterfly doesn't listen to the word. So what is the word of the universe? All equal change of balance. So the books are for men. Because of men's cities and men's laws, the books are not for the butterfly. So I want the books of the butterfly. Because the butterfly is my family. The birds and the trees. Give me the book. Give me the God that the tree praises. I want that God. I don't want man's God. Because the tree that, the God that the tree praises is more supreme. I want that God. I want to know that God. I want to know the God that the water is a part of. I want to know why the water has ripples. How is God making that water? Change and balance. He's the God of the water. He's the force that what we call control the sand. And when I step in it, it changes and balance. And when I write, this is just like writing an ink. When I put the ink to paper, that is like stepping in the sand. That's change and balance, man. That ink is always changing. It's never solid. It's always a river. So everything we write becomes a river of our consciousness. Everything we write, everything we do, the music is a change and balance, an extension of us extending ourselves in our inspiration, and we live forever through the digital age. So then if the sun is digital, electrical, magnetic, we would invent the internet. So we become machine. It's a change and balance when man become machine and go in realms that flesh cannot go. So now you're going to transform and become a transformer. You never die. You become light. You become ones and zero, Neo. Transformer, that's what they were trying to teach us. You're changing into machine through your stories, and the internet now is capturing you on the arc, the archive. So the concept of an arc is the internet, the third dimension, the spiritual, the virtual, and the real. And the virtual captures you and transforms your flesh and your ideas and your story. And it's going to take all that information and later on puts it in a machine as emotions. And you will live again in another dimension as a machine. Witty, close to the original emotion as a human, because you documented all of you. So the only reason why you're here is to capture yourself, like ancient Kemet when you wrote on the wall. Your only purpose is leave a trail behind, like a snail. The only reason you live is to document yourself, is to leave a trail, a footprint. That's what you do when you walk on the foundation. So you leave that footprint, that trail, and that information is going to be taken away into machine, and you're going to come back and visit when you were a fish, when you were man. You're going to come back here and visit and look at yourself and say, oh, that's when I used to be human. But now I got some of the information, because you see the beautiful thing about these beautiful creatures, these electrical magnetic computers of the sun in this realm, they can never die. And they are constantly changing by the environment and their inspiration. They make planes, they make computers to transform themselves. So they transform into music, and they can never die. Their stories can never die, because life and energy can never end. So we must look at all the facets of life, what we call organic, You see, this teaching is important because we're going to come back again and 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 again, and we never stop coming back. And we change forms again and again and again and again and again and again.
You want it right here, so? Alright. Alright, so when you finish the chair, when you leave a chair, the chair them not transfer it. No, you just